Okay. Alright, I didn't want to cover Dr. Shaym again, because I've already covered his video. He made a really dumb video about feminism in the Emoji Movie, and the video that you guys kept recommending me is from 2016. But you guys kept pestering me about it, and somebody told me something about this video that made me think, alright, I gotta cover it, let's fucking do it. So this video that we're gonna be covering is 36 stupid feminist questions answered. Who's ready? Type 1 in chat if you're ready. Whew, I'm gonna go ahead, because this is a 31-minute video, we're gonna turn it up to about... Let's turn it up to 1.5 speed. Alright? Get ready for some serious cringe, guys. Loud is funny, guys. On January 25th, 2016, BuzzFeed Yellow uploaded a video titled 36 Questions Women Have for Men. Okay. They aren't really questions so much as they are rhetorical statements, but I'm going to answer them anyway. Alright.
How does it feel to be the same sex as Donald Trump?
How does it feel to be the same sex as Sarah Palin? How does it feel to be the same sex as Michelle Bachmann? How does it feel to be the same sex as anybody you disagree with? Why does it even matter whether or not I'm the same gender as somebody else? I mean, I'm also the same gender as Abraham Lincoln Einstein and the guy who introduced chocolate to the Western world. So what are you even getting at with this question? Are you trying to say Donald Trump is bad and Donald Trump is a man, therefore men are bad?
Why do you hate?
Hey guys. You ready? You want to see something funny? What if I told you that this video is plagiarized heavily? I want you guys to take a random guess at who our boy Dr. Shaym plagiarized for this video. I'll give you a hint. It's a woman. You got it, leftist snowflake. Who's ready? Who's ready for a good meme? Who's ready for an epic meme?
The website is a government experiment created to test my patience. Damage control, the personally, politically, very personally,
How does it feel to be the same sex as Donald Trump?
How does it feel to be the same sex as someone I personally, politically disagree with? The man is literally Satan to these people. Like, they could have said Hitler. And they basically meant Hitler. Trump is their Hitler. It's very trendy to hate Trump right now. I'm pretty left-leaning, but I've been called a Trump supporter like 6 times.
This is from 2016, guys. I know. But it's from 2016. But I'm showing this for a reason. This isn't as condemning. This isn't as condemning as what happens later in Dr. Shaym's video. Just wait.
In the past few months. How does it feel to be the same gender as Trump? How does it feel to be the same gender as, like, who do you disagree with? Like, Sarah Palin.
Okay. So far, it could be a coincidence, right? It could be. Let's keep watching. Because there's a point in this video, he plagiarizes like a lot of Shoe on Head's points, but there is a point in this video where he steals one of her jokes word for word. I just want to go over that because it's a good
Hate
meme.
rom-coms, or do you just feel like you need to hate them?
Everybody likes The Notebook. Everybody likes Beyonce. It's just a fact.
Men hate romantic comedies for the same reason you hate video games with over-sexualized female characters. The men in these movies are always willing to sacrifice their careers, their dreams, and even their lives to win the lead female's affection. Now, I don't have any empirical data to back this up, but it seems to me that romantic comedies and romance movies...
You don't have any empirical data to back up anything you believe, okay? Don't get ahead of yourself, my friend.
In general, cause women to have unrealistic expectations of men and what love should be like, and these become the expectations that men have to live up to, and it's unfair. Feminists like to bitch about poor representation of women in media intended for men because they promote body image issues and shit like that, and I agree to at least an extent. But it's not any better for men when we're expected to be Prince Charming, ready and willing to sacrifice ourselves physically, mentally, and emotionally, and we're called selfish for daring to have our own desires, or even misogynistic for daring to draw attention to our own problems.
Guys, Dr. Shaym just did a feminism. God, listen, I need to get like an alarm bell. Like a bell I can ring over and over again whenever like an anti-SJW like unknowingly makes a feminist talking point. What he's talking about here is toxic masculinity. We talk about it a lot on this channel here. It's important. It's an important issue. I love it when like MRAs and anti-SJWs, just anti-feminists in general, say, well, guess what, guys? Why are feminists complaining about these things when men are expected to be disposable and blah blah blah? And it's like, these are feminist issues. You do, like, you hear feminists complaining about toxic masculinity all the time. These are feminist issues, you fucking idiot. Holy shit. Listen, this video is really old. I get it. But you guys want me to cover it, so fuck it.
These movies appeal to the female fantasy of having a knight in shining armor swear their entire existence to pleasing them, and thus reinforce these notions within their target audience of women like you that you somehow deserve and should expect to have your boyfriends and husbands give up everything that makes them who they are and basically dehumanize themselves for your pleasure and devote 100% of their time and energy to you. The fact that some of you watching this are scoffing at what I just said only proves my point. You have fooled yourselves into thinking that I'm somehow the one who's being selfish when I object to the notion that men should be expected to cave into all of your demands for the sake of your perverted idealistic conception of love. And I have no doubts that some of you will accuse me of being bitter at some ex-girlfriend for saying that, but I'm not, and I will preemptively characterize such an argument as an outcropping of the very mentality that I'm talking about. You expect all of your demands to be catered to, and any man who is unwilling or unable to cater to them must have something wrong with them. Us men are human beings with our own interests and goals, and it's selfish for you to expect us to give all that up for you. But these movies condition you to expect exactly that. And that is why we hate romantic comedies. We don't see anything romantic about them. What we see is the reinforcement of unfair and unreasonable expectations about what we should be doing with our own lives.
You could have just said they aren't for you, my friend. You didn't have to say all that.
Also, fuck Beyonce.
Why do you make women sit around and talk about men in movies?
When y'all easily just sit around and talk about boobs for hours.
One, I don't know. Maybe you should be asking the people who write the romantic comedies you like so much, because those are the movies which have women sitting around talking about men.
Wait, why is he going back to the romantic comedies thing? Is this guy like an incel? I'm not even kidding. Like, is this guy actually an incel? Does anybody, like, I'm not asking this as a joke or as a rhetorical question. Does anybody who knows, like, a lot about this guy know if he has any, like, history in incel circles or anything like that? Like, I'm getting the kind of incel vibes from this. I mean, yeah, he definitely resents women. I can already tell. Leftist Snowflake, I know. You don't have to keep saying that. I know Shoe on Head got plagiarized. By the way, I'd like to point out, this video was uploaded on February 12th, 2016. Shoe on Head's video went up on January 31st, 2016. So, yeah, Shoe did it first. As a matter of fact, he did it, what, 13 days after? 12, 13 days? Yeah, basically, this guy waited, like, over a week, nearly 2 weeks to make his video, where he, like, steals a shit ton of jokes from Shoe on Head. A woman. There's a point in, listen, we're gonna get to the good shit. There's one joke he steals in this video that the irony burns like a hot stove. It's actually hilarious. I just want to get to it.
Yeah, instead of complaining about how writers depict women in their movies, maybe you should try being...
Hey, Comrade Courtney, thank you for the tier 1 gifted sub to How's the Chowder. Says BuzzFeed is dripping with liberal centrism and white feminism, the same way wine moms and CNN anchors stand Warren and hate Bernie because he isn't a whammon. Yeah, so this is like the one thing that I have in well, a couple things, but this is like the one thing I still kind of agree with my older self about. When it comes to, like, the anti-SJW stuff, I do really hate, like, the white liberal mindset, like BuzzFeed. Like, they don't care, they aren't leftists, they don't care about dismantling capitalism or anything that actually matters. It's just sort of this, yas, queen, here's the motherfucking tea kind of liberal shit, so, yeah. I definitely agree with you there, Comrade Courtney.
The change you want to see and write your own damn movie. Then you can make the female characters sit around talking about whatever you want.
Oh, guys, this was from 2016. You guys remember when the anti-SJWs were like, huh, you SJWs want more representation in your movies? Just write your own. And now they're writing their own, and they're losing their shit about it. Oh, I remember this. Oh, it feels good. Feels good, chat.
Like how men are oppressing them, or how men are objectifying them, or how men are such pigs, or how men spread their legs too far apart on the subway, or how men hate romantic comedies. There's nothing stopping you. 2. You're referring to the Bechdel test, which is bullshit. All the Twilight movies passed the Bechdel test, but I think you'd hesitate to call any of those movies pro-feminist. 3. I don't know a single guy who ever talks about boobs for hours at a time. I think the only guys who do are medical students learning how to conduct mammograms. You want to know what most of the men I know talk about? Movies, video games, politics, religion, music, sports, cars, boats, technology, work, guns, hunting, places they've been to, people they've met, and so on. The subject of boobs actually rarely ever comes up. Contrary to what you may have been told in your women's studies class, men don't think about sex constantly. If we did, we would never have invented the camera equipment you use to make this video.
That's a lie. Alright, listen, guys think about sex a lot, alright? At least a few times a day. Most of the time. Also, what the fuck is this point? Wait a second. If all guys thought about was sex, then they wouldn't have invented the camera you're using to wait, wasn't like one of the very, like, wait, didn't a woman invent one of the first cameras? Holy shit, wait, hold on. No, I could swear this is, like, legit. Hold on. I swear there was, like, a type of camera that was invented by a woman. No, it was a man? Okay, cool. But just to go off this point here, There's a Wikipedia page for this that I just think it's a good meme. List of inventions and discoveries by women. I'll go ahead and leave it in chat if you guys want to look at it yourself, okay? Plop it right there in YouTube chat, even though I don't care about any of you, because you guys can't take the time to go to my website. And website chat, you know, the good chat. Big ol' list of shit invented by women. Pretty big list. A lot of important stuff. So yeah, if you wanna check that out, go ahead and do that. Because a big talking point these people have is that like men are responsible for all the good shit in the world, and if women ran everything, like this is a no bullshit take. If women ran everything or women were responsible for making things, then the world would fall apart. So yeah. No, I have no doubt at this point that Dr. Shaym probably hates women.
4. If anybody's talking about boobs for hours at a time, it's feminists. You're the ones who are always whining about the designs of fictional characters, complaining that Batgirl's tits are too big. In all honesty, the only time I ever even think about a comic book character's tits is when I hear a feminist bring it up. So I think maybe you're projecting.
Why do you automatically assume that you won't like TV or movies that star a female lead?
I don't. In fact, some of my favorite movies and TV shows have female leads. I don't know a single man.
Hold on. If he lists... Alright, somebody in chat has to donate $10 if he lists Aliens, the original 2 Terminator movies, Kill Bill, fuck. There's like a list of 5 movies they always list to prove they're not sexist, and it's like they're all from the 80s. Yeah, we'll see. You mean 2 gifted subs? Yes, Comrade Courtney, I do mean 2 gifted subs. Alright, let's see. Let's see if he lists example. Pulp Fiction, yeah. Let's see if he lists the movies. Let's see.
Of watching a movie or TV show just because it has a female protagonist.
Star Wars: The Original Trilogy with Princess Leia, who in the first movie is literally a damsel in distress.
However, I have seen feminists scoff at anything with a male lead.
Why are you surprised when women are funny?
Oh, damn, he didn't list anymore. Oh, here it is. Here it is, guys. Okay, this is the one. Guys, this is the one. All right, who's ready? Who's ready? Type 1 in chat if you're ready. This is the best part. This is the part that this is the sole reason why I'm covering this. Here it comes.
Probably funnier than you.
I'm not surprised when women are funny. There are plenty of funny women out there. Shoe on Head, Bupinia, Stewart, etc. But I will say that, in general, women are not as funny as men, and I think most women will agree with that statement. I also think there's a reason for this. See, if you understand what humor is and how it works, which I'm guessing you don't because you're feminists, then you know that the things that make people laugh often have their roots in very dark subject matter. To quote The Amazing Atheist.
These people who are fucking offended by rape jokes don't even understand humor. They think of humor as like a happy thing, because humor makes us laugh, and laughter makes us happy. But a lot of the times, they don't seem to notice that what we're actually laughing at is quite dark and morbid. Like, if you actually look at it and examine the jokes, and look at the exaggeration, and try to figure out the mechanics of how the joke works, why does it work, you're gonna find that a lot of jokes have their genesis in pain and suffering. Because laughter is this great transcendent tool we have where we can take something...
Alright. So this is one of the big reasons why I wanted to cover this video. Alright? So, alright. A lot of anti-SJW types, a lot of conservative types like to say that for a joke to work, for humor to work, there has to be a butt of the joke. Someone has to get hurt. Someone has to experience something bad for it to be funny. That's what humor is. I highly disagree, and so does George Carlin. I've already shown this clip several times. There's a clip of George Carlin. You can find it very easily. I've shown it on stream before, where he says that to him, mind you, like, George Carlin is like one of the most respected comedians of all time. Usually if you ask these types, like, who is your favorite comedian, they say George Carlin. There's a clip of him on CNN, ironically, saying that to him, comedy has never been about punching down, and that people who punch down, he doesn't see them as being, like, true comedians. And in fact, comedy to him has always been about punching up to people who misuse their power and misuse their influence.
That's bitter and difficult to comprehend or deal with, and make it something funny. Like, if I take a joke like, how many police officers does it take to change a light bulb? None. They just beat the room for being black. You know, that joke has its genesis in some very serious, very dark shit. And that joke is not making light of the fact that people have suffered, or it's not making light of the fact that people, you know, marched in the civil rights movement, or that people are racially discriminated against, or...
I know, yeah. Being an anti-SJW, it's all about punching down. I'm very aware, trust me.
Or police brutality, it's not making light of any of that. What it's doing is it's taking that pain, and it's taking that dark subject matter, and it's helping us transcend it for a moment, and view the absurdity of our circumstance. Because that is what humor is supposed to do. Humor at its best takes the elements of the world that are dark and horrible and shows you their absurdity. It shows you the absurdity of the human condition, and that is important.
Okay. So, I would oppose that by saying that, punching up comedy is about... How can I word this properly? I want to word this correctly. That's, yeah, big Rick and Morty take. Ironically, though, the new Rick and Morty's been pretty funny. They've been shitting on fascism a lot. It's pretty good. So what The Amazing Atheist is saying here is that comedy is all about looking at something that is a problem, something that is terrible, something shitty in the world, and being able to laugh at it and make light of it. I disagree. Obviously, like, if we're talking about comedy, it's about punching up, right? The idea is to reveal something that is fucked up in the world. Not to laugh at it, but to reveal it. Hopefully to later have that problem solved, right? I mean, you don't want to just joke about a problem. You want to also try to lead to solutions. So what I always saw comedy as, at least growing up, oh, he's an incel confirmed? Wait, let's see. What is this? What? Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna go in this screen just to make sure here. Redirect notice. Oh God. Oh boy. Oh boy. Open up image and new tab. Let's get a good look at this. So is this like I assume this is a YouTube post by Dr. Shaym. He says privilege is being #female privilege. Privilege is being able to steal a man's sperm, then sue him for child support. Privilege is having the right to abort a fetus or give a child up for adoption in complete disregard for the wishes of the father. Privilege is having the power to opt out of parenthood. Privilege is having the access to abuse shelters even when you yourself are an abuser and your victim is denied access because of his gender. How much do you want to bet he would say the other thing around when it comes to trans women? Say trans women don't belong in women's rape shelters because they're biologically male. How much you want to bet that this guy would claim that? Privilege is being 1/3 as likely to be the victim of homicide. Privilege is 1/4 as likely to be the victim of suicide. Okay. Privilege is being 1/4 as likely to end up homeless. Mind you, like 90% of what we've read so far are all issues that feminism talks about, so that's cool. Privilege is having the health issues that affect you get disproportionately more public funding. Privilege is having it be illegal for your genitals to be mutilated when you're a baby. Privilege is being 40% less income tax. Privilege is being also you have to pay less income tax because women make overall less money. Like, fun how he leaves that out. Privilege is paying less for car insurance. Privilege is being not forced to sign an agreement saying you'll go to war and get your limbs blown off if the government tells you to just so you do so, your driver's license. Also, I'd like to point out we're not going to have another draft, so that's not really a point. Privilege is having it be socially acceptable for your partner to hit you. Socially unacceptable for your partner to hit you? It's not socially acceptable for women to hit their partners. No one says they're okay with that. People just let it slide. People also let it slide when men hit their wives. Women cost car insurance companies a lot less money, probably because they drive better. Privilege is not being banned from certain places on college campuses because some special snowflakes feel triggered by your presence. Wait, what? Hold on, wait. Do men just get banned from certain places on college campus? Wait, like bathrooms? Wait, where do men get banned on college campuses because special snowflakes feel triggered that men exist? What? Okay, I guess Dr. Shaym's an incel. We did it, boys. Before we finish this off, there's one last thing I want to go over, because I think it's here.
See, men are socially conditioned to not talk openly and honestly about their feelings, which I will talk more about later. And that's why we cultivate
toxic masculinity. That's an issue feminism talks about right there.
a sense of humor. The only way we can really talk about the things that upset us is if we do it through the filter of comedy. But women have the privilege to not be subject to such social conditioning, and so they don't feel the need to cultivate a sense of humor. And that's why women, in general, aren't as funny as men. That isn't to say that all men are funny or that all women are unfunny. It's just that, in general, men are funnier than women. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. Also, no, I rather strongly doubt that you're funnier than me, and it's not because you're a woman. Just judging by how you look and talk, I'm willing to bet that your sense of humor boils down to saying something rude, and then following it with, just kidding. I mean, I'm not the funniest person in the world, but if you think of yourself as the funny one, you probably lack the objectivity to realize that everybody else in your circle of friends probably thinks of you as the annoying one. Just kidding. Actually, I'm not.
Why do
Keep what he just said in your mind here. Keep what he just said in your mind here. Wait for it. Where is it? Guess who he ripped that fucking joke from? Where is it? Come on.
Probably funnier than you.
You are the girl in your group of friends who calls yourself the funny one, and then when you leave, they all call you the annoying one.
Why do
Alright. So, okay, Dr. Shaym plagiarized from Shaym. He's an incel. And the funniest part, the funniest fucking part, is that he stole a joke that's about women not being funny from a woman. That's fucking spicy, boys. That's some spicy shit right there. Oh boy. Squad W.